General Hospital Bombshell. Brick reveals the secret that terrifies Jordan. Isaiah is TJ's real father. Port Charles is about to be rocked by a secret so explosive, it threatens to destroy lives, rewrite legacies, and shatter the foundation of an already fragile family. Jordan Ashford has always been a pillar of strength, but Brick's revelation will push her to her breaking point, and at the center of the storm stands Isaiah, the man she hoped was gone for good. At first glance, Port Charles seems to be breathing again after the chaos of recent months. Sonny Corinthos has been laying low after Brennan's arrest, Drew's recovery from a shooting is progressing steadily, and even Carly is trying to find some sense of normalcy. But not all wounds have scabbed over, especially the ones left festering in the shadows. Jordan Ashford, newly reinstated at the PCPD in a consulting role, has found herself juggling peacekeeping efforts with emotional turmoil. Her relationship with her son, TJ Ashford, has seen better days, strained by past secrets, Curtis's paralysis, and the web of lies she's told to protect those she loves. But there's one truth she's kept buried so deeply that even she pretended it never existed. Brick is not a man to involve himself in things that don't concern him, unless those things pose a threat to Sonny or anyone close to him. He's built his reputation on loyalty and confidentiality, and that's precisely why he was the one tasked with investigating Isaiah, a ghost from Jordan's past who had resurfaced on a few intelligence radars. It started as routine surveillance. Brick had traced Isaiah's name through several aliases connected to cartel financing. But when one of those aliases surfaced in Port Charles, under a charity TJ had unknowingly partnered with, Brick knew this wasn't coincidence. It was personal, and the deeper he dug, the uglier it got. Through encrypted communications and old PCPD records Jordan had sealed decades ago, Brick pieced together the truth. Isaiah wasn't just someone Jordan crossed paths with during her undercover DEA days. He was TJ's biological father. And Jordan never told a soul. When Brick confronted her, Jordan's reaction wasn't anger. It was fear, pure and raw. "You don't know what you're doing, Brick," she had whispered, her voice trembling. "You don't know who Isaiah is." But Brick wasn't backing down. "I know enough. And I know this isn't just about you anymore, Jordan. This is about TJ. About the man he thinks he is. He deserves the truth." Flashbacks revealed Jordan's troubled past with Isaiah. Years ago, when she was deep undercover in an operation targeting a southern drug syndicate, she had infiltrated Isaiah's network. But their relationship became blurred by survival, manipulation, and one reckless night that changed her life forever. She escaped his grasp, only to realize weeks later she was pregnant. Fearing Isaiah's wrath and the power he held, she allowed everyone, including Tommy, her late husband, to believe the child was his. The guilt never faded. The fear of Isaiah finding out never faded. But she convinced herself it was for TJ's safety. Isaiah, now going by the alias Cale Daniels, is no longer a street-level player. He's become something far more dangerous, a financier of mercenaries, an international arms broker, and a ghost in the intelligence community. No fingerprints. No photos. Just whispers and fear. Jordan's heart drops when she learns Isaiah has moved money through one of TJ's medical partnerships, an innocent clinic trying to combat opioid addiction. Unbeknownst to TJ, the clinic was being used as a shell to move illicit funds. Brick's warning is clear. Isaiah is in Port Charles. And he's watching. TJ, ever the idealist, is blindsided when the clinic is shut down and under federal investigation. He doesn't understand why the DEA and FBI are involved until he sees Brick leaving the station after a closed-door meeting with Jordan. He confronts his mother. "What are you hiding from me?" he demands. Jordan tries to deflect, but the pressure is too much. The walls are closing in. Curtis, still healing, urges her to come clean. And so, with a heavy heart, Jordan finally tells TJ the truth, that the man he's always believed to be his father wasn't. That Isaiah, a criminal, a threat, a man she once feared for her life around, is his biological father. TJ's world crashes. "You lied to me my whole life." Jordan pleads with him. I did it to protect you. Days later, he would have destroyed message arrives on Jordan's phone. TJ walks away. A photo of TJ, the betrayal too deep to reconcile. The text simply reads, "At least for now, he's mine too." Panic sets in. Jordan knows what Isaiah is capable of. Brick steps in again, ramping up security. Curtis demands to help, even if his legs can't yet carry him to battle. Even Sonny, hearing of Isaiah's return, considers this threat personal, because if Isaiah has designs on Port Charles, then everyone Sonny loves could be in danger. But Isaiah isn't here to take over Sonny's empire. He's here for something more dangerous: legacy. In a calculated move, Isaiah arranges a face-to-face with TJ, posing as an investor in a new medical nonprofit. He's charming, articulate, intelligent, everything TJ respects. And for a moment, they connect. Not as father and son, but as men with purpose. Isaiah doesn't reveal his identity immediately. Instead, he plants seeds. Stories from the past. Anecdotes that feel oddly familiar. Hints that TJ can't quite place until he finally confronts Jordan again. Jordan's blood runs cold. "He's Isaiah," she admits. "He's your father." TJ's rage is volcanic. "And you let me sit in a room with him? You let him get that close?" Jordan pleads again, but this time, she knows words won't be enough. Though still recovering physically, Curtis finds himself rising again, not with strength in his legs, but in his spirit. He steps into the middle of the chaos, urging TJ to see the truth, that blood doesn't define who you are. That Isaiah's evil does not make TJ any less of a man, any less of a healer. Curtis, despite everything, still sees TJ as his own. And TJ, torn and raw, finally lets himself grieve, not just for the lie, but for the father he thought he knew. Brick and Sonny orchestrate a plan to draw Isaiah out, to isolate him before he can do real harm. Jordan wants to be part of it, but she's too close, too compromised. So instead, she does the one thing she never thought she'd do. She calls Isaiah. "You want to talk? Let's finish this." The meeting is electric. Years of pain, manipulation, and unspoken truths pour out. Isaiah tries to charm her, to explain he's changed. But Jordan sees through it all. "You don't get to rewrite history. And you don't get to take TJ." Isaiah's facade cracks. He leans in close. "You never told me about him. That was your mistake." Jordan's voice is ice. "And underestimating what I'll do to protect him will be yours." Before Isaiah can react, Brick's team closes in. In a silent and swift operation, he's apprehended, no shots fired, no collateral damage. He's taken away in handcuffs. But his final words echo in Jordan's ears. In the days that follow, Port Charles holds its breath. TJ is shaken, but supported. Molly, devastated by the truth but determined to protect her family, stands by him. Jordan, though emotionally gutted, finally breathes, because the lie is over. She knows Isaiah's reach goes far beyond what they've seen. And even behind bars, he can still play games. As the dust settles, TJ visits Curtis alone. "Everything's changed," he says. Curtis smiles. "Only if you let it." In a quiet moment of reconciliation, Curtis puts a hand on TJ's shoulder. "You're not Isaiah's son. Not in the ways that count. You're your mother's son. You're my son. And you always will be." Tears fall freely. "I just don't know who I am anymore," TJ admits. Curtis pulls him in. "Then we'll figure it out together."